your boy from the back another one. Yo, Joe Budden basically talked about Kendrick Lamar on the stadium tour. It was funny because Drake dropped Nita Maxine, basically announcement, his alter ego. Beyonce has Sasha Fierce and Drake has Anita Maxine. You look at the fact that Drake has never done the stadium tour, it lets you think about, oh, well, is Drake that good of a performer? We'll get into it when I give you my opinions. Let's get straight into it.
Well, one, it's not many rappers that can do a stadium tour, even with support. Like that's a very short list. It's a different world from an arena tour. So just the fact that he's pulled off a stadium tour is commendable. It's a very, very, very short list. Eminem, Travis Scott,
Beyonce.
I'm saying rappers.
Rappers.
Drake, Kanye.
No, Drake can't do a stadium tour.
Really?
Yes, really.
I mean,
why do you think that?
Not discounting right now, but
No, period. Why hasn't he done one?
That don't mean he can't, because he didn't.
Yeah, you kind
The
of can.
money
If you
that
do, if
come-
you can, but
Yeah.
because of the money. I just thought he could. I thought Drake was the kind of the bottom, like the
Dog, Jay-Z can't do a stadium tour.
That's true.
That's true.
Rappers, it's hard. Kendrick, you see, he had to go. Eminem did a stadium tour with Rihanna. So again, stadium seats are different. We talk about an arena that holds 18,000 to a stadium, depending on how the stage is done, anywhere from 50 to 80,000 people.
That's crazy.
It's apples and oranges. So when somebody say stadium tour, it's a big deal. So it's like a 21 city stadium tour next year.
How do they predict that he will sell out the stadium tour? Like what do they gauge this off of? Because he could just do this tour and, that's a SZA, right? He said he's doing it with SZA?
Yeah.
But how do we know that he's going to put ass in seats?
Well, if they didn't think he wouldn't put ass in seats, they would have had him at an arena tour. They wouldn't have took it up. They would have took it up the stage.
It's a projection. They're projecting that.
Yeah, that's any tour.
All tours projection.
All tours.
I know. I got it.
how many tour dates is it?
21?
21, something like that.
I'm not going to say that Drake is not, what are we talking about, stadium tour. Stadium act. Let's deal with facts. He hasn't done one yet.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's where I would be.
If the nigga did 6 shows straight at Madison Square Garden, I don't know what it looks like if he tries to do a stadium tour, 1, and 2, I don't know that he's just trying to circumvent the fees that come along with stadium tours. I don't know. Again, above my pay grade. But it is a flex that Kendrick is doing stadium tours, 1, and doing the stadium in Toronto.
June 12th.
June 12th. The biggest venue in Toronto that Drake has never done.
The Rogers Center.
The Rogers.
What's that, where the Argonauts play?
Who the hell are the Argonauts?
You got to flex on us.
Is that where it is?
Lil Mel don't know what the
No,
Argonaut
that's
is. Don't
it's
look
where the
it up.
Raptors play.
No, it's not.
No.
No?
You just be my girl.
Yo, Mel just
This is my
going.
girl. This is my girl, man. You just have been blending in your whole life. Just,
Who the fuck plays there?
What a fucking chameleon.
The Toronto Blue Jays play there.
Oh, gotcha.
Really?
Yes. That's where
Okay,
that's the
I've been back
Rogers
in a
Center.
minute.
Yes,
Sorry.
Matt Kemp never played for the Toronto Blue Jays.
That was great.
Yeah, drink your shit, girl. Go ahead. She don't give a fuck.
No, I don't care.
I thought they replaced. Okay, never mind.
Now, they gave some good points, but let me tell you my point. The reason why Drake has never done a stadium tour is simply one reason. One thing that YMCMB all have in common, the big 3 of them, from Wayne and Minaj to Drake, they're not the best performers, all right? They might be good for people just first time seeing them, be like, oh my God, and you're super fanned out. When you look at the stage presence or etiquette or how you just work the stage, they don't even rap their verses all the way. You know what I'm saying? Especially Drake. I feel like Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne raps more of their verses than Drake. Drake literally points the microphone at the crowd a lot, let you finish it, and then run from side to side, and then doing some whoa, like, his one motion that he knows how to do. You know what I'm saying? And when you watch Kendrick, if you've ever watched Kendrick Lamar perform, either I think it was Juneteenth, Ken and Friends, right? When I seen him perform through the TV, I literally lost my mind. I'm like, oh, this dude is like, oh, he's gifted. Like, it's a different, you know how people can sing real well and dance, like maybe Usher or Michael Jackson, right? It's certain gifts that sets performers apart from other performers that a lot of people can't actually do. Not only do Kendrick Lamar has amazing breath control with some, and you got to also understand, breath control with amazing lyrics or hard to rap lyricism is not just some ABC raps too. He's literally breath controlling stuff that to me is hard to even recite as you're rapping and listening along to it. I mean, how many people lose their breath rapping to Euphoria? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here promote, okay. Thinking about no people, nigga, I'm beeping. What I so okay. Bitch, I'm in the Jackson's all in my house like I'm Hellcat. Man, it's homeboy sitting them tight set like solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Won't you start the money, the power, the fame will make you go away? Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face?
And then to go up and down, like those fluctuations of style, that's something that you have to respect. Not only that, it's like an energy when he raps, because he's rapping every verse, every bar, you know, minus the curse words, whatever he needs to, whatever. You could see that the breath control skill is immaculate. And I think that just sets him apart immediately from anybody else. Not only that, he's also doing it with SZA. So it gives a nice R&B vocal style. I believe she's also coming out with an album. They've been working together. TDE is very powerful what Kendrick Lamar did. And I feel like Drake, at one point, if it was possible, the best that he could have done was with Rihanna when they were friends or liked each other. When Take Care, to me, like around that time, like because Eminem used Rihanna, so I feel like Drake could have used Rihanna, but Drake isn't a good performer or even a good enough performer to be at Eminem or Rihanna level in terms of performance. That's just my regular opinion, and anybody who went to a Drake basically concert, they can tell you that he doesn't grab you. He don't grab your heart or your soul. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So let's get straight into the next thing. The pod basically, or Joe and them talking about GNX numbers.
With these numbers, I'm tapped out.
In a negative or positive way?
Both.
Mm.
You got one side because it's nowhere near what Drake's For All the Dogs, anything like that has done. Even his surprise project of If You're Reading This Is Too Late, it's just not near those numbers.
He's a pop star.
Correct. And then you have the other side who they feel like now that the numbers were low, because at first when it's dropped, everybody was saying up here too, everybody was running around 400, 500, 600, just throwing crazy numbers around. When it didn't hit those, so now people are trying to, well, numbers ain't important. And it's like, so people are getting called out as being pretty much hypocritical.
So when you win in the numbers, it's the numbers.
Exactly.
Numbers are not important when you're having a goat-to-goat conversation.
For All the Dogs did 4-0, they were that crazy far off.
Yeah.
My question is,
the point is, to their point, which I completely understand. Not saying I agree, but I do understand. Had he did one copy more than For All the Dogs, all the Kendrick stands would be going crazy right now.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
So the fact
and they said he sold the most units still for the whole 2024. They said he still sold more units than Homeboy, but I think
he's to have 3 songs in the top 100.
He killing it.
He got the top 5.
Top 5, right?
Yeah, all 5. The first 5 records are his.
To me, what's interesting is
the only artist ever to have every entry in a year debut at number 1.
Yes, and
he got 3 number 1s. Number 1 album. Like, there's no loss here.
Yeah.
No, he is.
That nigga's
he's had a year.
Escalated, nigga.
Different type
legendary shit. What does week 2 look like? To me, that's what's interesting. If the numbers drop
the most important thing.
If they drop to 50 or 100, then that's different. I think he's going to do 150 in week 2.
Same. I don't have the biggest drop off.
He might.
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
I still think that with regards to
now, if he do under 100, then them stands got every right to come out and kick his butt.
I don't think he's gonna do under 100.
He ain't gonna do under 100.
I'm hearing like Luther is on the radio in rotation regularly now. Squabble Up is still a number 1 record, which I think just their plan just was so dope because that was a tease song that everybody's been waiting for from the Not Like Us video. So people ran right to that. You put it number 2 on the album. Like, all of that shit just is genius. So I think the numbers are still going to be pretty high.
A little too genius for me, but that's another.
But why too genius?
I think it was good for the marketing. I don't think it was good for the sequencing of the album. I didn't love the sequence in the album as much, but I understand why it was number 2.
Tell Bahama, dear.
Y'all love the sequencing of the album?
No, I just said last part. I have it resequenced.
Oh, okay. So,
I love the sequencing.
I don't have a problem with the sequencing. Last night
It's
I
fire.
accidentally put the two SZA records at the end because I did it by artist and it says Kendrick and SZA,
Yeah.
and that actually flowed a little bit nicer to me.
Yeah,
but
it flows
that's
much better.
just moving one record to the end.
changing the sequencing.
One song, but yeah. I don't hate the sequencing.
I don't hate it.
It interrupts the flow of the album. If you got energy from
That's what I'm
the
saying.
intro, then you go to Squabble Up, and then you down to Luther, then you come back up to Hey Now, then you go down to this record.
Dodger
Man
Blue.
Man in the Garden. Then you go up to
Don't know
TV
her.
Off. Like it's doing this. That's what I didn't like.
Yeah, but don't know her like that again. Let her finish her sentence first.
Now, one point I really want to battle when it comes to basically the album sales or the numbers of GNX, right? Notice that they're comparing it to Drake, the person that was allegedly, he has had more bots in his career than I would say at Kendrick Lamar. If you look at Kendrick Lamar numbers, is consistent in his career. His first, Good Kid, Mad City, which is a classic album, sold 242,000 copies in its first week. So that tells you that quantity doesn't match quality. You know what I'm saying? Because For All the Dogs did 402,000 first week, but it's one of Drake's lowest numbers in terms of his standards. Because If You're Reading This Is Too Late is what you can compare, I guess, to GNX because they both didn't have no promo. If you look at If You're Reading This Is Too Late numbers, those are 500,000 plus. And that was no promo. How did he get 500,000 plus? No promo first week? We're just gonna say, oh, this Drake, right? But at that time, we never questioned no botting, but now they want to question botting, right? Kendrick Lamar did what, 327? Kendrick Lamar got around between 319 to basically 325 first week sales, which is bigger numbers than his last album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which debuted at 295,000 units. So 295,000 is your last project. And you telling me you come back out, boom, with no promo, no nothing. Like literally, we didn't even hear a sniff, a sound, or nothing about this album or this mixtape album, whatever, because I believe there's a part 2, and that part 2 is going to be less friends. It's just going to be straight up Kendrick Lamar just going at his target. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's on the 12th, or it should be before Christmas or around that time, because it just lets me know that this was technically considered a mixtape. In my opinion, if you really look at how this is not the most regular Kendrick Lamar album. Like, this isn't his average album to me. And I feel like his more personal, a lot of stuff is going to be talked about. Is this the next one that he's going to drop? This first one is one of a classic to me, because if you look at the numbers, right, you guys say numbers don't matter, right? I said numbers don't matter, but you guys look at the numbers. This is his highest number. If you look at Damn, I believe Damn was actually 600,000. They're saying Damn went between 603,000 to between 353,000. Either way, he's had ridiculous numbers in his career. Comparing the numbers to Drake, you can't do it because Drake is a different system. He's a different machine. He was, to me, being pushed a lot more by UMG and a lot of the stuff that he was behind, the Young Money crew, Lil Wayne. He got a lot of success and rub off of a big Lil Wayne. Like Kendrick Lamar, who he had to rub off? Pause. Pause, that's crazy. Who he had to basically be on the side of to basically uplift them. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a Jay-Z. J. Cole had a Jay-Z. He didn't have a Lil Wayne. I don't know. So that's what people don't take in consideration when you compare these artists. Who had more of the industry backing? Who had more of, whoa, you had superstars, the best rappers in their time, in their era, literally promoting J. Cole and Drake. So let that stuff sit in when you guys do the comparisons between Kendrick Lamar and the rest of the crew. I feel like his is a lot more natural. That's why this beef is insane, because it's like, here's this dude who's just naturally just raps. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. It's being boy out for me to run back another one. Peace.